Dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da da. Oh shit. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Like a Boss. Today we're going to be taking a look at some tank and medevac micro. Now the situation that we're going to be taking a look at is we're just going to take a look at the advantage of an instant attack over a ranged attack, an attack that has a projectile, and how you can manipulate this using any sort of a dropship. If in this specific example, looking at a Terran and a siege tank, a Terran player with a siege tank and a medevac, taking advantage with that by lifting off the unit before it gets hit by those ranged projectiles. So specifically, let's take a look at the scenario. We're going to have one siege tank unsieged versus 3 roaches. Let's take a look at how that would typically look. Alright, so here is our one hero siege tank up against these 3 roaches, unsieged. The unsieged siege tanks do a lot of damage, and they can be very good at harassing with that. But obviously, if you come up against these 3 roaches, let's just take a look at how this is going to work out. Unfortunately for the siege tank, doesn't really work out in the favor. You can see that instant attack that hits instantly after the animation comes, that muzzle flash from the front of the tank. But these ranged attacks actually take some time to reach the unit before the damage is dealt. So let's take a look at that situation, but by trying to avoid that ranged attack by lifting off the tank before the ranged attack actually hits. Alright, so all you need to accomplish this is, of course, your tank, unsiege, and a medevac. You're going to obviously start things off with the tank in the medevac, and the trick is, what we're going to be doing is dropping the tank and then just lifting it off instantly. Drop, lift off, and you're just going to want to do this, and we're going to be actually doing this in order to completely avoid the ranged damage. In terms of how I'm doing this, basically selecting the medevac, hitting D to access the drop command, and then clicking on the medevac, and that drops to instantly, and then I'm just right-clicking on the tank. So it's D, left-click, and then right-click on the tank, and it's just that progressively over and over and over again. And let's see how that's going to work with the roaches actually in play. Alright, so we're going to again look at that same situation, but this time with the dropship micro. And again, remember, I'm clicking D for drop, and then left-clicking on the medevac, and then just right-clicking on the siege tank once it drops. And the idea is that I'm going to use that instant attack and try to bypass the ranged animation attack from these roaches.
Here's your stop. Strap in. Let's go.
So as you can see here, I'm avoiding nearly all of the attack damage. It's not, it's not 100%. You do get hit if you're just a little bit slow, or depending on basically the range of the unit from you. But this is a much, much different situation from that of which we initially looked at. And that initial situation, of course, the siege tank got completely rolled by the 3 roaches. But as you can see here, 3 roaches dead, siege tank nice and alive. And you can do this type of harass in any situation against anything that has a ranged attack with something that has a ranged projectile attack versus something that has an instant attack. So as example, you can do it with an immortal and a war prism as well. So let's just take a look at that very quickly. Alright, so we're going to see here again, I'm going to try to make it so that the immortal pretty much bypasses almost all of the damage by just dropping and picking up and dropping and picking up as quickly as possible. You can avoid pretty much all of the hits as long as you are quick enough, because again, remember, what we are doing is we're just bypassing that attack animation and lifting off the immortal before it actually connects. And as you can see, that immortal took almost no damage at all from that, only losing a little bit of his shields, and that's definitely a big advantage. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Like a Boss. Hopefully I've taught you a little bit better how to be able to micro your tank. Oh, look at this one. This one's like perfect. I'm not getting hit at all, and I'm demolishing. Oh, I just got hit. What an idiot. Alright, so anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Like a Boss. As always, guys, if you like the content and you like the videos, please do go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep watching and keep owning.
Here's your stop.
These punks. Get owned, sir. Oh, crap. Time to leave. See you later.